Western Athletic Conference play continues on this Friday night as the homestanding Utah Valley women's soccer team looks to right the ship after suffering a pair of conference defeats last weekend. Awaiting the Wolverines are the Kangaroos of Kansas City, enjoying a two-match winning streak amidst one of the best starts in their program history. It's Utah Valley and Kansas City right now on UVU TV. Everybody, and welcome in to UVU TV's coverage of WAC women's soccer tonight. Utah Valley getting set to take on Kansas City here at Clyde Field. I'm Kellen Heiser alongside former WAC and Big West Coach of the Year, Veronica O'Brien. We bring you some WAC women's soccer action tonight. Two teams very similar in terms of both personnel and tactics, sitting in a deadlock in second place in the WAC standings. Veronica, as we take a look at these WAC standings, Seattle U holding in first place, but you see Utah Valley and Kansas City deadlocked in 3 and 2. They're in second place alongside Idaho. So a big match tonight as Utah Valley and Kansas City continue to fight for postseason position. Only those top 4 teams will go to the Western Athletic Conference tournament in Las Cruces in November. But as we said, two very similar teams coming in. They look similar on paper. They look similar in terms of record, but coming in on two very different trajectories. Utah Valley lost 2 straight. Meanwhile, Kansas City is winners of their last 2.
Absolutely. You're talking about this is an important matchup tonight. You got two teams that are trying to jockey for playoff positions. First time ever meeting. You look at Kansas City coming off, scoring 8 goals in 2 games, and unfortunately the Wolverines scoreless in their last 2 matches. So an important matchup for both teams.
That's right. Last weekend, Utah Valley fell to Seattle and Idaho, 1-0 to Seattle. 1-0 to Idaho, 2-0 to Seattle. Meanwhile, Kansas City stayed at home and defeated Grand Canyon 6-2, a record-setting match for them. Their most goals ever in a match, most goals ever in a half. They scored 4 goals in that second half on the way to the win. But you mentioned Utah Valley has had some problems getting the ball in the back of the net, but they've had the chances. How do you remedy that as a coach heading into tonight's match?
Well, you're looking at a team that has a lot of experience. They've been here before. They've been in championship matches. They've got to become composed. They've got to be confident in the attack, and they've got to rely on their experience. On the defensive end, you know, the last 2 games they lost, they sat back a little bit too defensively after they lost possession, so they certainly got to put some pressure up early on this Kansas City team.
As we look forward to Utah Valley's key players, it's the same old song. These 2 players are so important to the Wolverines. 2 seniors, Natalie Baker and Lexi Dunn.
Yeah, Natalie Baker, just an awesome player to watch. Breakaway speed, you've got to have to keep your eye on her tonight. And then Lexi Dunn, you know, the anchor, the defense of this Wolverine team. Great experience, great distributor of the ball, and very dangerous on set pieces for UVU.
And as on the same vein as we look over to UMKC's key players, 2 very similar players, a center forward in Taylor Bear, and then an impressive defender in Kaylee Todd.
Yeah, Taylor Bear is certainly a player to watch for on the attack. She scored a hat trick in the last game against Grand Valley University, set a school record for most goals in a half and for their team overall in the season. And then obviously on the defensive end, another great set piece specialist in Todd.
And you mentioned Taylor Bear coming into tonight's match, tied atop the WAC goal scoring leader. She has 8 goals to her name, and now we get to Utah Valley's keys to the match. You mentioned composure in front of goal, and they need to not get too defensive.
Right, certainly, again, they were setting back a little too defensive. They've got to get their midfield involved in possession. They didn't keep great possession in the last 2 games and cost them to be a little more counterattacking, which was not to their strength. So they certainly have to focus on their midfield play and getting higher pressure on the field, up the field.
Those Utah Valley midfielders, Haley Curtis, Lexi Robinson, will take a lot of pressure off the UVU defense, and they can bolster that attack if they can keep things going tonight. So that's it for the Costa Vida pregame report, but when we return, we'll have starters and the first half kickoff here from Clyde Field. It's Utah Valley and Kansas City, WAC Women's Soccer on UVU TV.
Silver and gold. We're on a mission. Aggie up.
Bronx Country just got a whole lot bigger.
Mighty Wolverines of UVU.
Join the herd. Lopes up.
Bold moves, big season, grew up.
We are the new gold standard.
We will be champions.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
Clyde Field, Utah Valley University in Kansas City set to get this match underway. It is match number 6 of the WAC season for both of these sides. Tied in second place, 3-2-0 records for each. We're in the midst of the fall season here. 55 degrees at kickoff. Temperatures will probably drop somewhere around the 40s by the time this thing's all said and done. Kellen Heiser alongside Veronica O'Brien. Off to a quick start here at the Utah Valley in possession.
Kellen, still a beautiful night to play for a soccer player. Absolutely an important matchup tonight as both teams are trying to make their way into the conference top 4 mid-November in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Haley Curtis looked like she had an opportunity inside the box there, but that's turned aside, but Utah Valley retakes possession out near midfield. Ball goes ahead here to Kim Stratford, now played along the right side. Kansas City coming in off a 6-2 win over Grand Canyon. Scored 4 goals in the second half in that victory. That was a program record for goals in a half. 6 goals is also the record for goals in a game. The Roos with a throw in here on the left sideline.
Yeah, Kansas City coming in tonight full of confidence, having scored 8 goals over the last 2 conference matches. Feeling pretty good about coming in tonight's match against the Wolverines.
That was Lauren Zach, and now this is Elver in possession. Playing it back toward Gann. Gann up the field now looking for the speedy bear. It'll trickle just too far and gobbled up by the senior Lauren Sack back in goal for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Lauren has certainly been a mainstay for the Wolverines here, a player they're going to really have to fill the shoes with next year as she'll be graduating at the end of this academic school year.
Ball's deflected there, and it's going to be a goal kick. You mentioned Lauren Sack. She was a 2-time Great West Conference Defensive Player of the Year. She's had quite a career here at Utah Valley, the career leader in saves and wins. Numbers that will continue to rise as this season progresses.
Yeah, they're going to certainly rely on her to be a key factor in their not only saving goals tonight, but on their attack and getting them going.
There's Lexi Dunn dropping the ball forward to Lexi Robinson. Can't quite track it down, but you get a sense of just what Dunn can do from the back there. A great ball distributor in that holding midfielder role. Both sides seem content to just knock the ball forward. Little hitting and chasing right now.
Yeah, both teams are looking to get settled in early. It is a little scattered, a little direct play going on both sides right now, but as the match gets going, I'm sure we'll see some play getting settled down.
This is Kim Stratford, a midfielder from Springville, Utah, now plays it forward into the box. Lexi Robinson trying to run on, got a foot to it, and it'll be just a goal kick. Nice recovery there by Kaylee Tott on that right side for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, it looks like they got Lexi Robinson a little bit more in an attacking role tonight, starting out here on the left flank. That's a good adjustment for the Wolverines, and hopefully they'll get a little more into the attack. She's got great composure around the goal.
Taking a look at the starters for Utah Valley in the back, it's Lauren Sack, center backs Sarah Rank and Lexi Felis. Caitlin Mortensen on the left side, Maddie Adams on the right. Midfielders are Kim Stratford, Lexi Robinson, and Lexi Dunn. Here's Robinson on possession now. And up top is the freshman Taylor Kirk and Natalie Baker. We talked about Baker's speed and athleticism in the pregame.
Yeah, you know, Kansas City's certainly going to have to keep an eye on her tonight. You know what, even Taylor Kirk, you know, freshman's come in this year, has shown some great moments, has scored some good early goals early on this season. There's going to be a lot of speed up top tonight for the Wolverines.
That's right, Taylor Kirk, she scored her first 2 goals in over 53 minutes in her first collegiate match. The first minutes that she saw, scored twice. Really a great start to her collegiate career, and she's earned Coach Anderson's trust going forward as flag goes up there. Taylor Bear trying to beat the defense, was caught offside.
Yeah, Coach Anderson has quite a few freshmen that you've seen starting in several games or coming in and contributing great minutes for the Wolverines. They've got a great future ahead of them.
Brent Anderson in his 8th year as the head coach of Utah Valley. That's the longest tenured coach this program has ever seen. Program record of 69, 76, and 7 to his name. He is the only winner of the Great West Conference Coach of the Year award, won it all 4 years that the Wolverines were in that league. This is Sarah Rank playing it ahead to Haley Curtis, who drops it back to Lexi Felis. Taylor Kirk now with her first touch.
You know, one thing Kansas City's goal was coming into this game was to not let UVU come at them quickly, but UVU is doing a good job.
Baker through, but couldn't quite get there before Giannos grabbed it up. Nina Giannos, a sophomore out of St. Louis. She'll tend the net for the Roos tonight as she boots it downfield. Giannos actually picked up an assist in her last game against Grand Canyon. A big left foot crossed midfield and freed Taylor Bear straight on goal, and Bear had little trouble finishing. And that was the first of 3 goals on the night for Bear. So Giannos is a threat in a couple ways back there at goal.
You got like the fewest touches to get to goal. They certainly accomplished.
Stratford now drops it back, and here's Felis with it. Felis has been playing some great minutes in center back. Not her natural position, more of an outside back, but injuries and some inexperience have forced a lot of Wolverines into playing positions they're not used to, and Felis has done well, as has her backline mate, Maddie Adams, on the right side. Get a look at the speed of Natalie Baker there.
Yeah, this is a very versatile team. You got players who can play multiple positions, no complaints, given everything they have. Just been doing a great job all season long and getting better each match.
Ball goes into touch. Utah Valley keeps possession here.
Talking about versatile players, you got Maddie Adams playing in the right back position, converted defender from forward.
Natalie Baker tries one on goal, but that's turned aside, but it's going to be a corner kick in the first for the Wolverines. Both Utah Valley and Kansas City put a lot of emphasis on controlling the tempo early, controlling possession early. Utah Valley has seen the bulk of it thus far, and now they'll have their first corner kick attempt, and it's Maddie Adams, the right back, coming over to take it. Adams sends it in the box towards Robinson, who got a left boot to it. Couldn't quite bring it down, and another goal kick.
Yeah, didn't get enough on that to get a good service into the box. Something they'll have to improve on as they get their next opportunity. But obviously, an area that the Wolverines are looking for is to get in and create those set-piece opportunities.
Giannos sends it deep, and Curtis wins it out of the air. Now here's Lexi Dunn launching it downfield. Can Robinson get to it along that left sideline? Robinson now going toe-to-toe with Tot. Robinson looks to whip it in, but is stopped in her tracks. And another corner kick for the Wolverines. Good defending there by the Roos.
Great 1v1 for Lexi Robinson. Something they've been trying to work on is get down, take on those outside backs, and get some early crosses in or at least get some set pieces. So good job by her.
Caitlin Mortensen on to take the corner kick. Sophomore from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She whips it in towards the top of the box. The volley from Dunn just off the mark.
Well, there's an example. Lexi Dunn, dangerous on the attack, one of the great finishers. Plays great at both ends of the ball.
Dunn has been battling a bit of an injury. She actually missed the Idaho match last week, and her absence was noticeable. The way that she provides service out the back, the way she can get forward, and especially on set pieces, she does such a nice job. And it was obvious that the Wolverines were missing her in that 1-0 loss to the Vandals.
Yeah, she definitely sets pace for them. A great playmaker, someone they really rely on to help them get into the attack.
Wolverines seem intent to get Natalie Baker involved. A lot of attempted through balls here in the beginning, trying to work from the inside out. Lexi Felis knocks that ahead, and Lauren Zach nods it forward. Nice play there by Taylor Bear, a good piece of skill. Now she's down the right side. Felis 1v1. Bear with the left foot, rolls it towards goal, and Sack is out to claim that one.
Yeah, it's a great example early on and some skill that she has to get going on the attack. Player the Wolverines are going to have to keep in check tonight.
Taylor Bear, we mentioned 8 goals to her name this season. That ties her atop the WAC leaders with Stephanie Verdoya over at Seattle University. Bear has been a heralded goal scorer. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, only had 1 goal a couple games ago. Well, actually entered the Grand Canyon game with 5 to her name, and a hat trick brings her up to 8, and she's on a great run of form right now.
Well, you know, if there's a time to bring it, it's how you finish, not how you start, so it's a good time for her to get going for her team.
Nice ball ahead there as Lexi Robinson tries to chase it down, but it's going to be cleared away by Kansas City. Utah Valley's had quite a bit of possession here in this attacking third early on as Natalie Baker attempts a long throw into the feet of Robinson. Possession now taken by Zach, played ahead to Herndon, but too long as Mortensen's able to cut it out. But that touch too heavy from Stratford. Possession returns to the Roos as Lauren Zach will throw it in on the near sideline.
Yeah, it's one thing Coach Anderson really emphasized this week in their training was midfield possession, making sure that they're giving good distribution to the attack and being patient.
Taylor Bear now met by Sarah Rankin, leaves her behind. Bear now along the right side's gonna send one in. A dangerous ball batted away by Lauren Sack. Looked like maybe Aru got a touch to it, but obviously not, as a corner kick now for Kansas City.
Great service by Taylor Bear and good tracking by Lauren Sack. I know she hoped she had snagged onto that and didn't give up the corner kick, but certainly good job of cutting off the far attacker coming in.
Lauren Sack just got a hand to it as rolls safely out of bounds, but as you mentioned, a great service there from Taylor Bear. The first corner kick of the match for Kansas City. They are 6-1-0 this season when taking more corner kicks than their opponent. Tot sends it in, and Sack handles this one. Confident goalkeeping there to jump up and snag it.
Yeah, you know, it's great when your goalkeeper can make big saves early. It gives great confidence not only to your back line, but your team in general. So Lauren's doing a good start for the Wolverines tonight.
Felis attempts to play it forward, but that was Sean Ossie knocking out of play. Sean Ossie with another interception, and now Herndon's going to play a long ball forward. But again, easy for Sack there in the back, and the Wolverines will restart the attack.
Yeah, the game's a little stretched out on both ends. You know, Coach Anderson talked about how do we keep our lines together and not setting back too early defensively so that we can have a better attack. So the Wolverines are surely going to have to get their lines pulled up together here.
Felis tries to send that diagonal pass, but cut out, so Utah Valley maintains possession. Maddie Adams, now you see a converted right back. Natural position is more midfield, forward type.
Yeah, those forwards make great outside backs, though, you know, Kellen. They have great speed, natural instinct to go forward. I'm sure she would like to be playing forward, but she's doing a great job back there.
That's right, and as we mentioned, you know, injuries and some other things have necessitated these switches, but Brent Anderson raving about the play of his right back as that shot clangs off the post. A shot from distance caught Sack off guard a little bit and hit the right post. Kansas City almost got on the board with that one.
Yeah, that was a great shot, and Lauren certainly got there in time, which was good.
Stratford now drops it out wide to Taylor Kirk, freshman out of Pleasant Grove, Utah. And Kirk will reset back to Adams, and here's Dunn.
Yeah, the Wolverines got to get some movement up top. Still good patience, holding on to possession, but certainly the back line's looking for some movement up top.
Now Mortensen tries a 1-2 with Robison, but battle there, and it's Herndon who wins the ball. Now played backwards to Thiessen, and Thiessen goes straight to Dunn.
Good look by Dunn there, trying to just get over the top to Natalie Baker.
Chipped into the box now to Natalie Baker from Robison. Cleared back, but the danger's still there. As Curtis gets ahead to it, and now Baker's going to settle on the ball.
Both teams starting to show some good physical play here as they're starting to settle into the match.
Good tackle there, or attempted tackle. Kansas City still with possession, but now the ball rolls out of play. Only one real great attempted goal from Kansas City thus far. Hit the left post. Lauren Sack just caught on the right side of her net.
Yeah,
was late in reaction.
A lot of traffic in there. She's going to have to keep her eye on the ball and keep her feet moving. A lot of traffic going on there, but both teams trying to get settled in. Still a little bit of a track meet, as we say in soccer, trying to get in the early going.
These two teams very evenly matched. Similar records, similar results against similar opponents, and personnel-wise look quite similar as well. This is Sean Ossie playing ahead now to Zach. Zach going at Felis now, centers it back, couldn't quite handle it. And Zach able to clear the danger, but a great build-up for the Roos.
Yeah, the Roos are definitely on the attacking third. They're doing what they should be doing. They're picking up their pace and going at players, and the Wolverines are going to have to watch those players coming through the midfield. They've broken through a couple times, and fortunately, Lauren Sachs be able to pick up the ball.
I think that was Ellie Chaddock there on the attack. Roos beginning to set into a little bit more of an offensive rhythm.
Yeah, one of the goals for Kansas City coming into the match was certainly to try to set the tempo early. The two games that they lost by big margins, they got caught sitting back early and got struck on early in the match. So certainly one of their goals coming into tonight's match.
Giano sends it forward. Baird turns and runs, recognizing the bounce, and now it's nodded on towards Zach. Zach gets a right foot to it and just misses. Nice job there by Baird to track it down, initiate a run on the right side from Lauren Zach, a freshman out of Overland Park, Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas City's showing some pace here, and the Wolverines are going to have to tighten up in the back line and not let them get running early.
Robison now, faced by Kaylee Tott for giving it to Lexi Dunn. Dunn now in space. Tries to chip it forward, but cut out by Gann. Back come the Roos. And a long ball forward. We're going to see a foot race here. Can Felis catch up to Bear? Bear holding off defenders, and Rank able to push it away, but now Sack leaves her lines and is able to corral the ball. But an impressive run by Taylor Bear. She is, it's going to be a corner kick, but nonetheless an impressive run from Taylor Bear. She's very quick, very dangerous.
Yeah, they're going to have to make, Wolverines are going to have to make an adjustment here early. They're certainly going long and direct to her. They're going to have to make some adjustments. Foot racing is probably not going to be in their best interest tonight. But a good job of Sarah Rank coming over and assisting Lexi Felis to stop that.
Sack left her line, couldn't quite keep the ball from crossing that end line. The second corner kick of the night for Kansas City. Kaylee Tott will take the kick. She scored a goal from the right corner in last match against Grand Canyon. This time she can't quite steer it back towards the center of the box, loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, Kaylee Tott's probably one of their best ball strikers, and certainly if she can get up in the attack, she's going to help them get some opportunities tonight, but hopefully we don't let her come forward too often.
And when they say that Kaylee Tott takes every free kick for this Kangaroo side, that's literally what she means. Any place on the field, she'll stand over it. She scored a goal on a free kick from about 40 yards earlier this season. A very dangerous player, similar to Utah Valley's Lexi Dunn, with an ability to drive the ball into dangerous areas with that big right leg.
That'd be great if we had a halftime shootout between the two of them. 40-yard shots.
See how far out they can get before one misses. Here's Robinson on the end line. Robinson gets it poked away, and it's a goal kick for the Roos.
You know, this is something they've really improved on from the last 2 games last week, and Lexi Robinson is just driving the end line, and when you do that, great things are going to happen.
You mentioned last weekend Utah Valley was frustrated to come up goalless. They had plenty of chances against Idaho, outshot the Vandals, had more shots on goal, but it was the visitors that were able to get the goal, and they were not without their chances against a good Seattle squad, maybe not as high in volume as against Idaho, but they still had them there, and I know that's been the focus for Coach Anderson in training and for these girls, is to find that rhythm out in front of goal, and some of that comes from driving that ball along the end line, as you mentioned.
Yeah, statistically, they've been leading the conference in shots and in offensive opportunities, and that's where he goes back to talking about that composure in front of the goal and having that confidence as an experienced team, and patience that it's going to come.
Felis looking now for Mortensen. Pass is just too heavy. It'll be a throw-in for Kansas City. Sent in by Tott. And out again. Oh, excuse me, this is...
Here's a great effort. You can see if Natalie Baker, both ends of the field, coming back as a forward, defending, putting pressure on the ball and helping out.
Taylor Bear again looking to track that one down. As the Roos are trying to put it at her feet every time they have the opportunity. Tott plays it forward. Cut out by Felis, and here's Lexi Dunn. Back and forth, a lot of action between the penalty areas so far.
Yeah, this Roos back line is doing a great job, picking up on the Wolverines trying to play too direct and too straight through, trying to run the back line. They've made a good adjustments. The Wolverines are certainly going to have to make some different runs up top.
Alyssa Elver looking towards Chaddick on that left side. Too strong, and we're going to have our first substitution of the match as Caitlin McLeod entering the game, taking out Caitlin Mortensen.
It's good to see Caitlin back in the lineup. She's been battling a little bit through some injuries with that ankle, but also a very experienced player, having played her first season actually at Weber State prior to coming to UVU.
Caitlin is a sophomore out of Kaysville, Utah. Has a lot of experience playing with the Dunn sisters, and as you mentioned, has been battling an injury, and that's been a source of frustration for Coach Anderson, as he was relying on her to be able to bolster this back line entering the season. Here's Natalie Baker trying to run on. Cleared away by Kansas City and stays in play as a throw-in now for the visitors.
Yeah, such a great threat up top, but she's going to have to get some help here as we get deeper into this match. They're not going to be able to just rely on sending her long balls.
23-39 still to play here at Clyde Field. No score between either side.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
Join the student section and cheer for the Mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
No score here at Clyde Field. Back from our first TV timeout, we take a look at the Utah Valley profile here in Orem, Utah. School that was founded in 1941. Over 32,000 students here in Orem. They've gone through massive transformations over the years, from a technical college to a junior college, and now a 4-year university, and the athletics have made those transitions along the way. Coming back from junior college all the way to a Division I school, Utah Valley, the first school in modern history to jump from the NJCAA level all the way to NCAA Division I, and joining the WAC prior to this season really just completed that transformation. Meanwhile, Kansas City also, in their first year of the Western Athletic Conference, has played in the Summit in its most recent years over in Kansas City, Missouri. Enrollment of about 16,000 over there. The Kangaroos, a popular and well-known mascot down in those parts. As Utah Valley and Kansas City, they're level in the standings and they're level on the scoreboard so far. We're down to 22.5 minutes to play here in this first half. Both sides kind of trading body blows. Kansas City has had the bulk of the chances, or at least the most quality chances thus far. Had a shot ring the post and had another opportunity that just went awry not too long after. But Utah Valley has maintained the majority of possession.
Yeah, both teams a little bit of a similar tactic, trying to get their key player up and over the top with their pace into the attack.
Stratford now on the offensive, plays it back to Dunn. Dunn in the middle of the field, tries to play it forward to Baker. Good defense there in the center from Sarah Todd.
Good stop there by Maddie Adams. Broke up a very key play.
That was a big stop there. If she didn't make it, Aru was going to be clean on goal on that left side there. As now Natalie Baker puts her right foot to it, right at Giannos.
Yeah, great effort by Natalie. Certainly the Wolverines have to get some other players into the attack, get them into the box, so she has some options as well.
That was the first shot on goal for Utah Valley in this one, as Sarah Rank plays Kim Stratford forward. Stratford now will drop it back to McLeod. Felis right back to McLeod now, and Stratford.
Yeah, both teams are pretty stretched out here, giving a lot of time to each other on the ball.
Stratford was in space, played her touch just a little too far out in front of her, as that was cut out there, but Lexi Dunn, physical work there to win possession back. Taylor Kirk now going up against Kaylee Tott. Back to McLeod, and the Roos take it away. Hannah Chaddock into the game. This is her first touch.
Good read by Sarah Rank there. A little long first touch allowed her to get in there and intercept what could have been a dangerous attacking.
Sarah Rank in that center back role, very athletic, heady player. Does well in possession. Just a freshman, she's got a bright future here for Coach Anderson and the Wolverines.
Great freshman, getting a lot of time, a lot of experience.
And there's an attempt that goes well wide. And a substitution for Utah Valley. Mikkel Salmon coming in for Taylor Kirk. And
we got Dunn for Dunn. Sister relationship.
That's right, Chelsea Dunn coming in for her sister, Lexi Dunn. Chelsea, just a freshman. Unique opportunity to be able to play with her sister during her senior year. And Chelsea, a little bit different player than Lexi, but still a strong player. As a freshman, has earned some accolades from Coach Anderson. She's a strong ball winner, really aggressive there in that holding midfielder spot. Provides a little bit of a change of pace for the Wolverines.
Yeah, she, as a holding midfielder, she does a great job actually getting on the attack. You know, other teams have to be worried about her coming forward a lot on the attack. She doesn't stay home a lot. She likes to get in there.
Possession well won by Kaylee Tott. They're taken away from Mikkel Salmon. And now this is Hannah Chaddock. Chaddock, a transfer from Ball State, along with Ellie Chaddock, her sister. 6 starters in this lineup for Kansas City from Overland Park, Kansas. 9 of the 24 players on the roster, so Overland Park, a pretty steady pipeline for head coach Chris Sissel. As a shot there heads right at Giannos.
Yeah, Haley did a great job getting off a shot there. You know, she had 3 defenders collapsing on her. Good turn, and not probably the best strike she wanted to get off, but certainly got a shot off.
Giannos, a big leg forward, and now Caitlin McLeod trying to track it down, does well to play it to Sack, and Sack will just clear her lines. Ball played back to Tott. Tott loves to play this forward, gets it towards Bear. No touch was made.
That ball had something on it. It was a little crazy bounce.
Moving around and took a hard bounce and put Sack in a tough spot there. Didn't know whether to come out and play a possible touch from Bear or to sit back and play the initial shot from Tott, and Sack did well in a difficult situation. Another long ball forward, and Sack again off her line to gather it up.
Yeah, she's had to been pretty busy this half, collecting some great long balls placed into the box. Backline's got to get in there and give her some help.
Baker does well to win it. Now Salmon. The Roos again here, and a foul.
Yeah, the Roos are doing a great job getting strong, bodying up well, closing spaces down, not letting the Wolverines right now just get on all-out runs. Doing a good job staying together in that back line.
Free kick now for Tott. Here on the defensive end, but she'll send this thing forward. See if any Roos come free. A big looping ball into that box. Tracking it down is Chaddock. Sends it back towards the middle, and it's Sack again.
Yeah, Kelsey Lodge certainly has some great free kick striking ability. Wolverines are going to want to make sure, particularly later in this match, not to be giving up too many free kicks around the goal. I'm not kidding, Lexi Dunn and her, this would be a great halftime show.
Absolutely. Very impressive players out of the defensive spot for both teams. Jamie Brown enters the game, taking out Kim Stratford. Brown got a lot of time early in the season, has seen her time come down over the last few games, but had put together some pretty good minutes last weekend against Idaho and Seattle as she works her way back into the rotation.
Yeah, Coach Anderson is doing a little more substituting in the first half than normal, probably trying to keep the legs fresh.
Herndon with a blast, tries her luck from distance. Sack again, cool and composed back there. No problem.
Yeah, that's going to be, you know, when you get this deep into conference, legs are getting tired. Got to keep fresh. Got a 2-weekend series, so hopefully each player that's coming on tonight is going to get great minutes.
Taylor Andrzejewski into the match. 5'6" sophomore midfielder out of St. Charles, Missouri. She will replace Ellie Chaddock over on that left side of the field. Kansas City thus far has 2 shots on goal. Utah Valley with just 1. We mentioned in the pregame that these teams were very similar, and we're seeing it out on the pitch as either side able to really gain any ground on the other.
Yeah, so far a pretty equal match. Similar kind of tactics going on. Teams are still getting a little too stretched out to really mount a good attack.
This is Salmon playing it ahead, and we're going to get a whistle there. On a late pusher, we're going to play on advantage.
Quick restart by the Wolverines.
And as that ball exits play, another substitution. Callie Stubbs.
Callie Stubbs, a great player that comes off the bench. Last time she came out, we couldn't even get out of our mouths. She struck a great goal against Bakersfield to put the Wolverines up 1-0. So hopefully we'll see similar things come out of her tonight.
Looking at the statistics for Utah Valley, team leaders in goals are Natalie Baker and Haley Curtis. They're the usual suspects, but right up there with them is Callie Stubbs. She's got 4 goals to her name. She actually had a 3-game scoring streak earlier this season. Started with that match against Bakersfield. She went and scored down in Bakersfield and then added another tally in Grand Canyon. So she's capable of providing a spark anytime she comes onto the pitch, and that's exactly what Anderson expects her to do, I imagine, inserting her into this situation with only 13.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, both her and Mikkel Salmon have certainly been players all year long that have been great off the bench and providing that spark.
This is Curtis. Tries to center it, but batted away there. Good defending in the center of the box from Kansas City.
Wolverines, much better job getting numbers into the box, had some options, had a good strike.
Now the Roos with a chance to counter, but that's cut out well by Rank. Force the action back to near midfield.
Sarah Rank doing a great job at cutting off some dangerous passes into the attack by the Roos.
McLeod tries to knock it ahead. Ball will leave play. .5 minutes still to play in the first half. Nothing to show for it. 0-0 here between Utah Valley and Kansas City. Two teams deadlocked in second place in the WAC standings. Mikkel Salmon with possession now. Plays it out wide to Robinson.
Yeah, a little bit of what Coach Anderson was talking about, just having that possession in the midfield and not connecting clean into the attack. Still looking for some good things, but just need to make sure we're connecting.
Utah Valley earning a free kick here. It's like Haley Curtis is going to stand over the ball. This is about Lexi Dunn territory.
Yeah.
Lexi, unfortunately, not in the game at this moment.
Too bad she couldn't re-enter, but the NCAA rules don't allow you to re-enter in the first half. So Haley.
Curtis, more than capable ball striker here. She lifts one high and into the adjacent parking lot. Got a little bit under that one as now Kansas City makes a sub. Sophie Rackham coming to the contest, a junior midfielder out of London, England, and she will replace Sarah Gann for the Roos.
I think Haley would like to have that shot back, and she's got a look on her face, but more opportunities will be coming.
Curtis plays that one out of the air ahead to Robinson. Lexi Robinson's shown a lot of good pace over the last few games. Done well to beat defenders one-on-one. Hasn't quite found the space that she usually enjoys thus far in this one. But a key player for the Wolverines all season long and will be going forward, the junior from Orem.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting when the Wolverines always talk about key players. I mean, Natalie's certainly one they focus on, but Lexi, you know, you talk about usually a 90-minute player all over the ballpark, always looking to make something happen and just fights.
Mikkel Salmon strong on the ball there. Now Robinson tries to play it towards Stubbs. Stubbs tries to turn the corner and couldn't quite get enough on that shot to really challenge Giannos.
One thing about Callie Stubbs, a really clean ball striker. All she needs is that half-inch window and she can turn and strike.
Felis turns that ball out of play with the head. We're creeping down towards the 10-minute mark. No score here at Clyde Field. Kansas City, like Utah Valley, making their first appearance into the Western Athletic Conference. Kansas City played the last 3 seasons in the Summit League. Attempted centering pass there, batted down, and now this one will go in. Felis ushers it across the end line. Another corner kick coming for Kansas City.
This is one of Kansas City's key objectives tonight, was to get into the attack and try to get as many corner kicks as they can. They've been successful off of corner kicks and free kicks. So certainly dangerous area for the Wolverines right now to defend out of.
Kaylee Todd, the free kick specialist. She'll try to whip one into the box here. Does so towards the back post, just a little over the head of the Roo, but the ball's still free. Finally cleared away by Utah Valley. Another dangerous situation.
Lauren Sack is thanking Sarah Rank. What a defender should do. Got in the middle of that open look at the goal and blocked it. Good job by Sarah.
You start to see some of the opportunities that Kansas City can create once they get into those free kick scenarios. As now Utah Valley has a corner kick on the other end.
This is like that football rule where you could go down, take a, an offensive set, and then you go back down the other end.
Sure.
Corner kick to corner kick.
Yeah, these two sides have been playing neck and neck pretty much. A very similar game to both sides. As a good service there from Mikkel Salmon. Caitlin McLeod's going to send it back towards the box, but right at Giannos. Getting down towards the final minutes of the first half. This is a time that's dangerous for both teams as the halftime break looms. Letdowns are often imminent as that ball's sent out of play.
Yeah, we always talk in a game of soccer, those critical 5 minutes at the start and at the end of halves, certainly where teams lose a little bit of focus, need to certainly stay locked in until the end.
Flag goes up for a foul as possession returns to Utah Valley. A few more subs set to come into the ball game at the next stoppage. As that ball goes forward, and now it's played by Stubbs, but sent up the field by Kaylee Todd. This is Bear. Dangerous center forward for the Roos. Going up against Felis. Utah Valley doing a nice job in recovery on defense.
Yeah, the back line did a great job to slide over and not let Lexi Felis get isolated with Taylor Bear there. She had good support from her other defender.
Long shot there, easy as you like there for Lauren Sack. Handled that well. Utah Valley didn't do a great job necessarily clearing the lines, but did just enough of defending to win the ball back as long ball forward from Robinson, cut out by Todd. Nice piece of skill there by Jamie Brown, and here's Lexi Robinson. Robinson looking to that left foot, now back to Brown. Brown sends one in towards the back post. Nothing's there, and here's Brown again though.
Yeah, a nice little bit of attacking there by Jamie Brown. Hasn't got a lot of minutes, but certainly did a good job there to give a good attacking scoring opportunity for the Wolverines.
Jordan Andrzejewski into the match for Kansas City, while Kristen Bailey-Yu enters for Utah Valley. Out comes Lexi Felis for the Wolverines. Long throw in here for Utah Valley, trying to go to the top of the 18. McLeod sends it at Giannos, and I think she was trying to bend that back post, couldn't quite keep it on line as Giannos takes under control, but back come the Roos.
Yeah, the Wolverines are going to have to be patient here in the counterattack by the Roos.
Bear takes a check there.
Just like Lexi Robinson settled into the center back here for the last 5 minutes.
Tot now coming forward. Sends one ahead right at Sack, and Sack able to gobble it up. Both of these keepers, no one really tested so far. Kansas City had a good attempt that drew the left post, but neither keeper had called on to really make any sort of otherworldly saves thus far.
Yeah. Lauren Sack did a great job with that. Those long balls coming for 40 yards, though they don't look like they're traveling, sometimes can be really difficult for keepers, whether they dip or drop in. So she did a good job getting behind that and keeping it safe and making it look easy.
Referee stops play here. Going to talk to Curtis and Jordan Andrzejewski. All tied up there. Head official Katya Koroleva in the center of this match. And now play resumes. Under 4 minutes to go here. Possession changes hands there in the midfield.
Maddie Adams doing a great job of tracking that down, breaking up the play there.
Ball into the box here over the head of Bear. It's heading towards that end line. Kept in. And a throw in. Chaddock along that right side. Now this is Herndon. Herndon again has that crossing attempt turned away by Brown. Utah Valley content in defense right now. Another ball forward, and this time it's Curtis that pokes it away. Callie Stubbs trying to go out wide. That's Bailey Yu playing ahead to Adams. Adams with the left foot tries to center it forward. Cleared off the line. And now this is Hannah Chaddock. Chaddock driving forward. Fires a right-footed shot off the mark, but not a bad effort there from the junior forward.
Yeah, the Hoosiers certainly do a great job on that counterattack. They come forward quickly, and that back line from Wolverines has got to be patient. They did a good job of not diving in there and just trying to keep the ball in front of them.
Minute 40 to go here before intermission. Chaddock now gives it away to Robson. Robson ahead to Curtis. Curtis lost her footing and Tot scoops it up.
Talking about injuries and having to play multiple roles. We can see the last 5 minutes here, Lexi Robson playing the center back area. She's been on the left flank, the right flank, the center mid. She's been out there the whole 45 minutes.
Well, it seems if anything, Lexi Robson has never lacked for energy out there. So if anybody's capable, it's her.
I think one year in fitness testing, they had to turn the lights off because they couldn't get her to stop running.
Now here's Bear. Bear able to keep it alive, a pretty play there. Now she tries with the left foot, saved by Sack, ball still alive. Sack able to pounce on it. There's now a tussle there in the box.
Yeah, the official unfortunately should have probably made an earlier call there. Lauren Sack had her hands on the ball. That usually is given to the keeper, not the player on the ground, still kicking at it. But Sarah did a great job to come out. Sarah Rank unfortunately got beat on the end line there, and Lauren had to come up and make a big save there.
It's like a yellow card shown there to Caitlin McLeod. Not sure if she got a shove there on Bear as we look back at the action, but well done there by Lauren Sack.
You know, that yellow card is something you don't mind in those situations your players to take. You know, we always say the one thing you got to do is you got to protect your goalkeeper, and that's certainly where Caitlin McLeod came in there.
Curtis now, long run on the ball. Finally given up, and back come the Roos. This is Hannah Chaddock along the right side. Chelsea Dunn chases her down, and now she's looking across the field. Trickles through a line of players and settled by Maddie Adams.
Yeah, Maddie Adams did a good job of tracking that far run. You know, she's not a tall player, and certainly great services are coming in the box. She has a little disadvantage there, so she's got to keep great defensive positioning.
And there's the halftime whistle. Reached the break here. 0-0, no goals to speak of yet at Clyde Field, but a lot of action to talk about. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll discuss what we've seen here in the first half when we return. WAC women's soccer action on UVU TV.
I felt that the MBA offered me the most in terms of what I could do with it once I graduated. It's international recognition. I could go to Europe, Asia, South America, and people recognize the name MBA. It means that the person that holds that degree has a certain level of understanding of business management concepts and practices, that they can understand what it means to follow best practices in accounting or marketing or sales, and I wanted to have that associated with my name.
Well, the goals that I achieved by enrolling in UVU's MBA program were primarily to gain a CPA so I could do more for customers in terms of going beyond bookkeeping. I also just wanted to make a change in life.
My main reason of why I ended up pursuing it was because of marketability. I wanted to be marketable in case I wanted to say I want to do something different down the line. And getting the MBA opens up those doors if you want to take that change in your career path.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. It's a great opportunity to meet your future dean, professors, and advisors. Highlighted programs include business, science and health, education, humanities, aviation, dance, theater, and emergency service. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer.
Oh, I want to go where the coconut grow, where the sun is shining on me. Costa Vida is where I want to be. Costa Vida.
Back at Clyde Field here on the campus of Utah Valley University. No score here between the Wolverines and the Kangaroos of Kansas City. We talked in the pregame that these were two very evenly matched teams. I haven't seen anything on the field to dispute that, and there's nothing in the stats that quite disputes that either. 8 shots for Kansas City, 6 shots for Utah Valley, 4 shots on goal for each side. Veronica, what have you seen so far in the first half?
You know, both teams are looking at this a very important matchup tonight. You know, particularly the Wolverines wanting to win. It's a team right now that I think both teams expended a lot of energy and almost not efficient energy. There was a lot of very direct play, a lot of trying to get their key players up top, the front runners going. I think for the second half, the key is going to be is both teams managing their minutes, who can settle down, be patient, and manages their time and energy well.
Jordan, you mentioned their key players. That's Taylor Bear on Kansas City's side and Natalie Baker for Utah Valley, at least offensively. How would you assess the play of those two players over the first 45 minutes?
Well, you know, they're both exactly what everyone expected. Dangerous players, great speed, can break out on the attack, good 1v1 ability, but unfortunately, they're not getting a lot of help on the attack from their team. They've got to get numbers up on both sides and support the play because both defenses are picking up to defend those players, and they need more players on the attack to help out. Natalie Baker with one shot on goal. Meanwhile, Taylor Bear, she doesn't have a shot or a shot on goal to her name thus far, so Utah Valley is very aware of her and done a good job of keeping her in check. Our other key players were Kaylee Tott for Kansas City and Lexi Dunn. These are two defensive players that get forward well and provide good service. We've seen a lot of Kaylee Tott. She's had a few corner kicks. She's had a couple free kicks as well, and
And what has she done that stood out for you?
Well, you know, she's what people scout her to be. She's a great set piece. She has a great strike on the ball. And anytime you're going to leave her open, she's going to put a great service in the box. And if the Roos can get in and get on the end of that, they could be very dangerous in putting the ball in.
We've got first half stats ready for you here. As we mentioned, Utah Valley trailing in shots 6-8, shots on goal identical, saves identical, fouls identical, corner kicks identical. Offside, well, one for Kansas City. I mean, it doesn't get much closer than what we've seen. How important is it for one of these teams to finally break through, and how big of a goal will that be given how identical these teams have played in the first half?
Well, I certainly think it'll settle down play for them. But, you know, the one stat as a former coach I'd like to see a little more of is I wouldn't mind if my team had a little more offsides, making a little more things creative on the attack. But certainly that first goal is probably going to settle one of them down early.
Sure, and some first half highlights on the way for you. Utah Valley, you mentioned, there's been some physical play out there, and that's to be expected in a match of this caliber here. We see a corner kick there from Todd. Lauren Sack's done very well for Utah Valley.
She has. She certainly have gained the confidence for her team, kept them in the match early. You know, the one thing Coach Anderson has been working with his team is how to get a little more physical, because they're a great tactical and finesse team, but to get in and get a little tougher, and I think they've been matching up pretty well tonight with Kansas City in that area.
There you see the yellow card as Caitlin McLeod ended up with the yellow card there, standing up for her keeper. But is the physicality something you expected to see, given that these two sides are battling for postseason positioning, and Utah Valley trying to establish a little bit more form on its home field, having lost its last two matches to Seattle and Idaho?
Certainly, you know, one thing you want to do is you want to set that tone early. You want to get in and say, no, we're here to play, we're here to win, and let the official call the match and decide how the pace is going to go.
That's right, Utah Valley and Kansas City 0-0 here at halftime. We'll take another quick break. When we return, we'll have a preview of the second half, and we'll get things going for the final 45 minutes here at Clyde Field.
People talk about life after college, you know, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
To the young ones, the small ones, the ones they had planned on leaving in their shadow. I know your determination, your heart, the need you have to prove something, the sweat, the miles, the hours that stretch into days, and nights, and years. I know because I've been there. And now is ours. The earth and the sky are ours. And this is where you belong. Join us. We're waiting for you. And so are they.
I'm Joe Luce, an anthropology student at UVU, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm sharpening my mind and my skills.
Scoreless here in Orem, Utah. Utah Valley and Kansas City going head-to-head in WAC women's soccer match number 6 of the conference season for both of these sides. It's been a back-and-forth first half, really evenly played. Something that we noticed as the half was going on was that head coach Brent Anderson was utilizing his subs over the first 45 minutes a lot more than he has so far this season in the first half. He's subbed quite a bit in the second half, but rarely do you see this much in the first half. How do you think that plays into his tactics for the second half, and And what did you see there?
Well, first of all, Coach Anderson, having watched this team play quite a bit, does a good job of managing subs and getting players off the bench that have come in and have done a great job of bringing a spark to the field. But at this point in time, you know, a coach is probably looking to do this because we're getting into the mid part of the season. It's getting later. You're dealing with some injuries, some fatigued legs, playing home and home series. So a lot plays into it. So I think that's probably a little bit of what's behind his substitutions tonight.
Sure, and of those substitutions, Caitlin McLeod played 24 minutes. She did pick up a yellow card towards the end of the half, but she's playing aggressive. And as we mentioned, she's been battling an injury for much of the season. Did you like what you saw out of her entering this game?
You know, I did. You know, she got into the attack a little bit. Obviously, we'd like to get her more. Probably Coach like her to get up there more, but she got some shots on goals, or whether she was trying to get some services in. She certainly was trying to get her team on the attack. And, you know, for that yellow card, it's one of those cards as a coach, you got to say, you know what, I'm okay with that. You protected our goalkeeper. We need her in this match.
Absolutely. And what's it going to take for one of these teams to finally break through?
Well, I think, you know, it's going to be a little bit of change of play. You know, both teams are playing very direct, and both defenses are setting up for that. So I think, you know, one thing I know the Wolverines particularly have been working on is how they can be more patient in the attack and get some movement, you know, maybe drive to the end line, get some crosses, and get balls in behind that back line. And I think it's going to be the same for the Rouge. You know, right now they're relying on their key player, number 25, and they're going to need some more players to help her because the Wolverines are doing a great job of collapsing on her right now.
That's right, Taylor Bear, the primary focus of Utah Valley's defensive efforts there in the first half. And, you know, it's safe to say that Kansas City has done the same with Natalie Baker. They're two very similar players. As you look at Utah Valley going forward in the second half, are there any players that you think are going to need to step up or can play a key role if the Wolverines are going to break through, score the goal, and win this match?
Well, I certainly think they need to get some good midfield play. They've got to keep their lines together. They were getting spread out, so, you know, you send the ball long into Natalie, and Natalie has no options to play back, to dump a ball back. She's kind of got caught isolated. So I think, you know, Haley Dunn, who's been a big player for this program, she's going to have to come forward and step forward on the attack. And hopefully they'll get Lexi Robinson back up top, who I thought was doing some great things in the first half.
Absolutely, and we discussed early in the match this is a bit of a patchwork back line for Utah Valley. It's a natural forward on the right side, a couple of freshmen and a sophomore, and then another sophomore on the left side. How have they stood up tonight against a formidable Kansas City attack?
You know, I think they're doing well. I mean, they've had some scary moments, but I think when you don't have consistent play every day, day in and practice because of injuries, you're not getting comfortable all the time with the people beside you. But the nice thing about their right side backs, they are some converted forwards, and you got to love that because their natural instinct is to go forward and get on the attack.
Have those outside backs gotten forward enough to your liking in the first half, though?
I personally would like to see them a little more, but I think Maddie Adams has been doing a great job. She's been going both ends pretty tough. If they can get a little more out on their left side, I think that will help them out.
Maddie Adams and then Caitlin Mortensen on that left side, very capable of getting forward. She's been good in the attack over the last few games. So we're going to take another break, but when we return, we'll have second half action here at Clyde Field, and hopefully we're going to see a winner, Utah Valley and Kansas City in Orem, Utah.
Brave and bold, silver and gold. We're on a mission. Aggie up.
Broad Country just got a whole lot bigger.
Mighty Wolverines of UVU.
Join the herd. Lopes up.
Bold moves, big season, grew up.
We are the new gold standard.
We will be champions.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
To the young ones, the small ones, the ones they had planned on leaving in their shadow. I know your determination, your heart, the need you have to prove something, the sweat, the miles, the hours that stretch into days, and nights, and years. I know because I've been there. And now is ours. The earth and the sky are ours. And this is where you belong. Join us. We're waiting for you. And so are they.
Getting set for second half action here at Clyde Field, Utah Valley, Kansas City. A WAC conference match tied 0-0 headed into the final 45 minutes. Utah Valley this season, when the game is tied at halftime, are just 1-4-0. So the Wolverines are going to be looking to buck that trend here, pick up a home victory, move to 4-2 in conference play. Utah Valley, it's their start of a weekend at home for them. They'll play, obviously, Kansas City tonight, and then they'll move on Sunday to face New Mexico State. Kansas City, in the meantime, in the midst of a 3-match road swing, they'll move on to play Bakersfield on Sunday.
Yeah, this is where Utah Valley wants to take advantage of being at home. Kansas City, the team traveled in. Hopefully Utah a little more rested and take advantage of being home this weekend against both programs.
Wolverines will play its final 5 matches of the conference season. 4 of those final 5 matches on the road, and here's Taylor Bear on the attack. No time wasted for her. She intercepts that pass backward, but all alone in the attack, and Utah Valley handles it well. As we were saying, Utah Valley played 4 of its final 5 matches on the road, just 1 more home match after this. So the Wolverines trying to get a valuable 3 points at home against the Roos tonight.
Yeah, the nice thing about the Wolverines,
Curtis now tries to center it. Ball still loose in the box and finally cleared away by Kansas City.
Yeah, good job by Curtis there. She was one of those players we were talking about at halftime that need to kind of get going, helping out on the attack.
Lexi Dunn now fires it on towards Giannos. No problem for the sophomore. A lot of chances taken from distance throughout this game.
Yeah, for goalkeepers, that's usually a dream. That usually should be their easy save. So they're probably both sitting there going, keep taking those 40-yard shots. We're okay.
Sarah Rank again wins possession for Utah Valley. True freshman out of Sandy, Utah. Now that's Caitlin Mortensen along the left side, plays it backwards to Lexi Felis. Throw in for Kansas City. Herndon fields it initially, now drops it back towards Tot, and Tot sends it forward, and sack is there. Utah Valley in their all-black kits at home tonight. Kansas City, the visitors, wearing white. Robinson along the right sideline, keeps it in play. Now Curtis is in possession. Curtis lines it up with their left, fires at far post. Beyond Giannos, but beyond the next closest Wolverine, a goal kick. But Haley Curtis has looked active here in the first few minutes of the second half.
Yeah, she did a great job to split the defenders there, and I bet you she's wishing she had that shot back. She's usually got a great accurate strike on goal, and just a little off on that one, but certainly great to see her get going on the attack here for the Wolverines.
Weak-footed strike there from Haley Curtis. She has 4 goals to her name for the Wolverines. She's also second in the WAC in total shots. Curtis now looking for Baker. And a good save there by Giannos. Baker with a quick strike, turn and fire.
There's a combination that Coach Anderson's looking for. Baker and Curtis there working together to get in the attack.
Giannos there playing to her right. Good effort there from the sophomore. Shaughnessy settles on the ball, plays it forward to Herndon. Herndon now in lots of space. Herndon tries to play it through to Bear. Bear met by Felis and by Adams on that left side. Now Shaughnessy. Natalie Baker tracking back all the way into this defensive third. And now here's Robinson. Curtis. Robinson looking ahead now to Baker. Baker has it taken away from behind. Good defensive play by the Kangaroos.
Yeah, they've certainly got her number tonight. Collapsing quickly on her, not allowing her to break through with her explosive speed.
Curtis from Stratford, now played forward. Curtis again in the thick of things. Finally surrenders possession.
It's one area the Wolverines are going to have to pay attention to. The Roos do a good job of countering very quickly down the field and certainly got the speed with Taylor Bear up front to break through.
Wolverines will start from the back here. As Mikkel Salmon loses possession. That long ball forward there from Bear would have been offside, and it is. Utah Valley looking a little bit more active on the attack, still just having trouble finding that final ball. Most of their chances still being taken outside that 18-yard penalty area.
Yeah, the back line for the Roos is doing a good job in staying collapsed as back four. You know, it would help the Wolverines if they could get their back line a little stretched out, maybe tack a little more down the flanks here as they were doing early on in the first half.
Herndon has that ball taken away from her by Dunn. And now this is Salmon looking forward. No one's on the other end of that.
Yeah, still a little impatient on the attack for the Wolverines, looking to just kind of put that ball over top or hitting it long. Certainly need to try to keep a little more possession down here.
Almost 6 minutes gone here. Temperature continuing to drop down into the 40s. But
What?
this is fall soccer.
I thought it was
in
warming
Utah,
up.
right? Now a foot race here. Mortensen does well to play it back to Sack. Mortensen again. Played up that far sideline. Maddie Adams, good job there against Ellie Chaddock. Now here's Adams again. A lot of unsettled possession here before these two teams, neither side getting comfortable on the ball. As Alyssa Elver now has that taken from her by Lexi Dunn. Dunn plays it forward to Haley Curtis. Curtis. First to the ball, but can't settle it.
Yeah, this goes back to we were talking about managing the game and in the minutes. Both teams are still going 100 miles per hour here, and maybe they'll have the gas in the tank to do it, but they certainly have got a long half still ahead of them here. Some good play by Maddie Adams coming out of the right back area. Again, one of those converted forwards that likes to get forward, doing a good job in that area.
Not afraid to be physical, a dedicated ball winner, Maddie Adams. Has done well, continues to do well. Bryn Anderson said she was on an absolute tear entering this contest, and high praise from your head coach. Now Robinson. Chased from behind by Gann and forced into a turnover, but again you see the dedication of Lexi Robinson does not lack for energy. Will cover more ground on the pitch than any other player.
Yeah, he certainly would love to have just 11 of her going all game long. She certainly is an engine out there.
Local kid, played high school soccer at Mountain View High School just up the road from Utah Valley. Was named a captain this season as a junior, the only non-senior captain for Bryn Anderson's squad.
Yeah, she's a great leader in the field, a great leader in the classroom and in our community. Just someone you really like to be representing Utah Valley University.
Now another counter chance for Kansas City. lot of room to run, and this is Ellie Chaddock. Chaddock on the left side going against Adams. Trying to turn the corner, and Adams will poke it beyond the end line for a corner kick.
Yeah, good job there. I know she certainly didn't want to give up a set piece, but a little bit of size disadvantage there and held her own well there to keep this away from getting a dangerous shot.
Chaddock 5'9", Maddie Adams quite a bit shorter than that, let's say that.
What's that saying? The size of the bite in the dog?
Tot now. The third corner kick for Kansas City. Tot drives it in and deflected out of play there by Utah Valley.
Yeah, great service in the box by the Roos, and Lexi Dunn there to clear it out.
Head to it on the far side there for Kansas City. Goes out of play. But the Roos have had quite a few opportunities playing from the outside into the box. Just nobody able to get that final touch to it. Stratford running on. Has the ball poked away and finally gives it up.
Yeah, a little too much there. Good intent, but a little too much. Lost possession.
Gann to Chaddock. Adams tracking her all over the field. And a nice tackle there by Natalie Baker, the striker, tracking back into defense. Shaughnessy had numbers forward.
Yeah, Shawnee's definitely causing the Wolverines forwards to have to come back and do some work on the defensive end. She's been up and down this flank all night long from the left back area and doing a great job.
And there you see a foul, but that free kick quickly taken. Chaddock playing towards the center. Felis clears her lines. Composed defending for Felis. She had Bear bearing down on her on the back. Now Robinson trying to go full speed ahead here. Plays it forward and initially calls for advantage, but now it'll get whistled back here. Utah Valley with a free kick.
You know, Lexi Robinson did a great job of attacking space there, but again, the Wolverines forwards, they're running away from her. One needs to come back and help out, check to the ball, give her some options on the attack.
Lexi Dunn, her first opportunity of the night. Tries to drive it back post. This is headed right at Giannos. Handles it well. You know, Dunn has been the free kick specialist for the last couple seasons now for Utah Valley, but this season it seems that her free kicks are a lot more driven, have a lot more pace than her free kicks in the past, and that's been huge for Utah Valley in creating opportunities.
Good run by Natalie Baker to put some pressure on that defender. Going into her keeper there. If you're going to give up a foul, that's an okay area to do it.
Natalie Baker, two-sport athlete here at Utah Valley. She's also a hurdler for the track team. So once this season's over, she'll be back out there, indoor track, then outdoor track. Not a whole lot of time to rest for the senior.
Yeah, I tried to race her actually during preseason. I think she gave me a 60-meter start, and I still lost. I had good effort, though.
Another corner kick here for the Roos. There's not many people that'll beat Natalie in a foot race, so no.
Yeah, I have a plan. I have a plan this spring. Another corner kick, another dangerous opportunity.
Centered in, and Sack grabs it out of the air.
You know, Lauren Stack has actually been doing a great job on those crosses. The Roos have had great services into the box, and she has done a great job of getting hold of those and keeping her team alive here on those very dangerous attacking corners by the Roos.
She's been aggressive and has been very sure of herself. No second guessing as she goes out to claim those crosses. Lauren Sack having about as good as a match as she's had over the last stretch of games. Throwing here at Shaughnessy.
Yeah, Yeah, Shaughnessy's really gone up in the attack here, and she's causing our forwards from the Wolverines here to have to get back, do quite a bit of defending, which you don't always want your forwards back doing. You want them to save their energy up there on the attack.
Chaddock now tries to cross. It took a touch from a Utah Valley defender, but Sack is there. Sack sends it forward looking for Curtis. Curtis nods it on, and well done. This is Natalie Baker. Baker 1v1 versus Tsianos, and she handles it perfectly. Utah Valley 1-0. A great distribution out of the back from Sack, nodded on brilliantly by Curtis. Natalie Baker will handle the rest.
You couldn't ask for a perfect touch off the head and just continued running, but there's that combination that Coach Anderson's been looking for, and it finishes with a great result. Great composure by Natalie Baker.
Baker poised in that finish. Tsianos had to come off her line. Baker with her 5th goal of the season, and we've finally seen a tally here at Clyde Field, Utah Valley with a 1-0 lead. The assist will go to Natalie Baker.
And a great distribution by Lauren Sack out of the back.
That's right. Curtis with her 3rd assist of the season. That's a figure that will lead the team. And as you mentioned, it all started with Lauren Sack taking that drop kick quickly. And what a brilliant nod on from Natalie Baker. Can't say enough about that pass.
It was brilliant. Hopefully this will give the Wolverines a little bit of breathing air to settle down but not get complacent. But certainly hopefully get settled down a little bit in play and not playing so direct.
Gann now drops to her knees, but this is Salmon with possession. Salmon tries to thread it through to Baker, cleared away, and looks like Salmon took a touch on the forearm there, and we'll stop the clock to tend to the injured player. I believe it's Ashley Gann that's slow to get up. She's a senior from Lee's Summit, Missouri. Has been a versatile player, plays midfield and defense for the Roos. Looks to be okay. She'll carry on. Tot resets play now. And Lexi Dunn knocks one forward. Shaughnessy underneath it. Played backward toward Sarah Todd.
Good pressure by Haley Curtis there.
Now given away, here's Robison. Robison looking for Curtis. The flag is up and it will be offside.
Yeah, not a bad idea there. Natalie Baker pulled out and Haley kept coming across there, but unfortunately just got caught a little early on the offside.
Utah Valley on the season 5-2-0 when scoring the match's first goal. When the opponent scores first, on the other hand, they're 0-5-0. So pretty important for the Wolverines to get that first goal, and they've done just that. Ball played all the way to the back to Lauren Sack.
Starting to see a little bit of better possession here, settling down by the Wolverines.
Done now. Looking forward to Baker. And now Herndon will settle for the Roos. Shaughnessy on the left side. And a little bit of a heavy touch, almost gave away possession in a dangerous area. Maddie Adams for Utah Valley drops it into Kim Stratford.
Yeah, good read by Maddie's to step up in front of her defender there and win that ball.
Another long ball forward from Kansas City. Utah Valley's done well to cut those out for the majority of the night. As the Roos really trying to utilize the speed of their forward players. Now here's Kim Stratford. Utah Valley building on the attack. Stratford lays it off to Curtis. Curtis fires, puts it in! Flag stays down. Utah Valley doubles the advantage. Clever touch there from Kim Stratford, playing Curtis into space. Senior with little trouble finishing, and she fired it into that left corner.
Yeah, Kim Stratford, definitely a key player for them in the midfield. Great composure to get that beautiful touch in. Great composure finished by Haley. And this is the Wolverine team, you know, once they score, they sometimes can start scoring in buckets, and hopefully this will be good news for them moving forward.
Haley Curtis now with a goal and an assist to her name tonight. She's been huge in this second half for Utah Valley. She was a little bit hard to find over the first 45 minutes, but from the gates here in the second half, she has been all over the field, making plays everywhere, and she deserves the kind of night that she's had here in the second half.
She heard our halftime speech about getting involved. Was it us?
I'm happy to take credit for it. Utah Valley again building forward. Can they make anything more of this? Lexi Robinson, she's gonna tee one up. It's heading right to Gianos, who makes a great save to parry it over the bar. Gianos all of a sudden under fire from these Wolverine attackers here.
Yeah, Lexi Robinson did a great job, take her space, and just had a great strike, but a great save by the keeper. Wolverine certainly feeling the momentum right here and looking for hopefully another goal here off a set piece.
Sent towards the top of the box. Stubbs is there. Stubbs came on for Curtis after the goal. Now this is Maddie Adams. Adams tried to get along the end line, but poked out of play. Another corner kick coming for the Wolverines.
That's your outside back with forward abilities, taking on that player and getting a corner kick for the Wolverines.
Get a couple goals out of you, and all of a sudden there's all kinds of confidence on this offensive side for Utah Valley. Mikkel Salmon coming over to take the corner.
As Coach Anderson on the sideline, know what he's thinking. You know, 2-0 is not a big lead in soccer, and there's still a lot of time on the clock.
Shot on towards Gianos. It's blocked away as Roos have a little bit of a breathing room now as the Wolverines track backwards here into the defensive half.
That was Kaylee Morrison out of the left back that got a shot off a goal. Good to see her get into the attack.
Forward here looking for Natalie Baker, but Rank settles things again. Maybe not enough urgency on that pass, but here's Natalie Baker nonetheless. Baker tries to cut it back inside. Good defending. Has now a lot of bodies on the ground. But play on, says Koroleva, the head official.
I would say not only is Natalie fast, she is like the Gumby child, I call it there. Certainly has a lot of energy, dives in for everything.
Yeah, Baker willing to put her body on the line. Took a couple shots there. Jamie Brown comes into the contest, and we'll see Melanie Osler for the first time. Osler, another true freshman out of Kaysville, Utah.
Yeah, this is a good substitution for the Wolverines. Melanie certainly has played some great minutes this year. Freshman's got a lot of pace, can attack, and to give Maddie Adams, who's had an outstanding game, a breather when you're up 2-0 here.
Kansas City with a throw in deep in its own half. Shaughnessy plays it forward up that sideline, and now Stratford gonna settle the ball. Stratford has had an assist on that last goal from Haley Curtis. She's had a pretty nice last few games, had nothing to show for it. Nice to see Stratford get into the stat book with the assist there, but now Kansas City on the attack. This is Herndon.
Yeah, Stratford's certainly one of those players that doesn't always get a lot of attention, but kind of like Lexi Robinson, just works, and makes things happen on the field and doesn't always get the credit for it, but good job tonight and assist to Haley Curtis.
Down under half an hour remaining here at Clyde Field, Utah Valley. 2 goals in the second half, one from Natalie Baker, the other from Haley Curtis to build this advantage. This is Callie Stubbs. Tries to center a pass, and Another corner kick coming up for Utah Valley, and we're going to see a sub along with it. Taylor Kirk, who started the match, is going to return. Taking out Natalie Baker, give the star striker a quick breather.
Yeah, there's a young front line out there, but hopefully one that's going to bring a good spark off the bench.
Short corner kick. Now it comes all the way out to Rank. Rank plays it back outside to Mel Osler. Osler tries to center, has that ball taken away. Can the Roos counter here? This is Elver playing it across the field. Mortensen's going to track it down though. Kirk now. Kirk sends it back towards the top of the box.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I'm sure she was looking for a little better service there, but she caught one of the Roos tracking back, facing the wrong direction, and fortunately got a corner kick out of it.
Caitlin Mortensen heading back to that corner. Utah Valley's had 3 corners in a very short period. No real threats yet. We'll see what can come of this one. Mortensen sends it in, high towards Dunn.
Yeah, not a great service. Good thing that Lexi Dunn was there to clean up the ball and not let the Roos get on a counterattack off of that service.
Osler looking for Robinson. Robinson touches it forward. Giannos off her line. Some more bodies flying everywhere, but Giannos comes up with the ball cleanly.
Yeah, defender for the Roos did a great job of getting body in between our attacking player Taylor Kirk and the goalkeeper to break that play up.
Taylor Bear down on the other end for Kansas City. Felix does well to mark her, as now the ball goes out of play. And we have reached our second media timeout, 21-10. Still to play here, but Utah Valley 2 goals in the second half, a 2-0 advantage here at Clyde Field.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas, but engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
I'm Sylvia Bentley, an anthropology student at UVU studying ancient Peru, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm graduating with a diploma and a resume.
A 0-0 score at halftime turned into a 2-0 advantage for Utah Valley. 2 goals here in the second half, one from Natalie Baker, the other from Haley Curtis. And now the Wolverines with a little bit of breathing room after a first half that was about as tight as you can get. 21 minutes still to play here at Clyde Field. Veronica, you mentioned earlier, 2-0, not by any means a safe lead. It's a little bit comfortable, but by no means safe. In fact, Kansas City had a 2-0 advantage in the first half in their last match against Grand Canyon, and then ended up going into halftime down, or tied 2-2. So what does Utah Valley need to do to make sure that they keep their foot on the gas and don't allow the Roos back into the contest.
Well, I mean, certainly there's a lot of time left. You know, they certainly want to maintain possession of the ball, but, you know, as a coach, you're looking for that third goal, as we kind of call it, the ceiling goal, to kind of put the game away. So you got to keep going to the attack. You can't take your foot off the pedal and sit back, because that's when you get struck on and it becomes a different game.
Well, Stratford on the ball here. Now plays it to the corner. Good piece of skill there to get free. Centering pass. Nothing there.
Jamie Brown did a great job, but unfortunately her team was not ready for her when she was coming in. They needed to go hard at the goal there and give her an option to pass into.
Stratford now again on the ball, but possession surrendered. Kansas City made a bunch of substitutions over that media timeout, bringing in 5 new players: Allison Shaw, Taylor Andrzejewski, Sophie Rackham, and Hannah Chaddock, all coming in. I suppose that's only 4.
Yeah, they've had to do a lot of work at the beginning of this half, and they need to get some of their key players some rest here for maybe a minute or two and get them back in for a final push to see if they can get a goal to get themselves back into this match.
Sean Ossie on the ball. Plays it forward now to Alyssa Elver. Elver almost has it taken away. Lexi Dunn tries the tackle. Elver still with possession. And that's been about the brunt of the work for Lauren Sack tonight. She's done well on some set pieces, but nothing over the run of play that's really tested her.
Yeah, she's doing the simple things well, and that's all our team needs her to do. Stay engaged for 90 minutes, make the saves she needs to be making, and keep them alive here.
Kristen Bailey-Yu entering the contest. She'll take out Lexi Robinson, maybe give Robinson a break before the final crucial minutes of this match.
Yeah, it's good to see Christian, redshirt freshman last year, finally getting in and earning some minutes.
You mentioned she is redshirt freshman from Irvine, California. She scored her first career goal earlier this season. She scored the equalizer going just before halftime as Utah Valley defeated Grand Canyon 5-3. They actually trailed 2-1, but Bailey-Yu came on and towards the end of the first half and was able to get her first career goal, pushed Utah Valley to a victory down in Phoenix.
Yeah, she's a great skilled player, has a good sense for the game. I think as she can keep improving game, and hopefully we'll start to see a lot of minutes from her in the years to come.
Todd's going to play it forward here, and Mortensen on top of it, the back line for UVU. Now looking ahead to Stratford. Stratford heading for that end line. Sends it back towards the middle and taken hold of by Gianos.
Yeah, great effort by Stratford, and I like to see that Callie Stubbs went in hard to try to get on the end of that. And here comes the Roos on the counter.
This is Taylor Andrzejewski. As Sack comes out and pounces on it, Rank was able to hold her up just enough for Sack to get off her line.
Yeah, Sack's doing a good job of reading that. You know, the Roos have been able to get that half a step in on the back line a couple of times there, and she's come out and picked up on that second touch that wasn't so great for the Roos, but be able to clean it up nicely.
This ball goes bounding forward. And now here's Taylor Kirk. Kirk's second touch is just a little bit heavy. Couldn't quite keep it from out of play, but she was through with a better touch.
Yeah, again, Kirk's going to be a good future player for the Wolverines. Just needs to gain a little more experience and confidence up there and get a little strength, and I think she's going to be a good player in the years to come.
Stratford again here. Shielding off a defender. Wins a throw in for Utah Valley as we'll see another batch of subs. Ashley Gann in for Kansas City.
Stratford's done a good job in there. You know, she's winning a lot of balls. She had She has a young front line in front of her, and she's working hard to get them in.
Erica Thiessen leaves the game for Kansas City. Chelsea Dunn in for Utah Valley, subbing in for her sister Lexi Dunn. And Haley Curtis returns to action after a short rest for the Wolverines.
You know, that's got to be a war at home, right? You subbed me off, my sister.
Bailey Yu's going to fire on goal, left-footed strike. Good effort there from the redshirt freshman. Zach challenging, or excuse me, Rank challenging Andrzejewski there. Now here's Taylor Bear.
Yeah, Taylor Bear's been a little quiet this half. Certainly spent a lot of energy in the first half, but you know, the Wolverine backline did a good job collapsing this half.
Last week against Grand Canyon, Bear had a lot of time on the ball. She obviously had a lot of chances to score, scoring 3 goals. Maybe she's a little bit frustrated tonight. Utah Valley's been dialed in on her and have done well thus far. She's only had a couple real threatening opportunities.
You know, those are the greatest compliments you can get from other teams when they're marking you up the whole match, and you just got to keep playing your game, and good things will happen, but it is a great compliment to a player.
Down under a quarter of an hour, still to go here at Clyde Field. Callie Stubbs. Now along the outside, fired in across the mouth of goal.
And that was Haley Curtis coming alive this half. Certainly one of the senior leaders that they need to rely on, and particularly down the stretch here in conference play, so it's good to see her get going.
Emily Herndon back into the game for Kansas City. Takes out Alyssa Elver. Now Bear gets around Felis, and we might see a booking here.
Yeah, not a bad foul. Probably a little early. She didn't need to pull her too early. She had some help and support behind her, but certainly a player you don't want breaking through in the distance. It's not a bad foul.
Yeah, Felis takes the yellow card there. Taylor Bear had her beat on the outside, but you know, not, as you mentioned, not a bad foul there for Felis.
This will be dangerous. You know, the Roos have shown great service into the box.
6 players down that 18-yard box for Tot. Tot sends it forward, but straight at sack. Shaughnessy.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a tactic to catch the Roos on the counterattack, but you know, there might have been a few more minutes. Lauren hold on to the ball, give her team a chance to get up. Might have been good to get a little bit of rest, but not a bad idea.
Look there, foul. Whistled against Callie Stubbs.
We hear Coach Anderson from the bench praising Callie on that tackle. You gotta like when your forwards get aggressive.
Shaughnessy plays it ahead now. This is Andrzejewski. Andrzejewski trying to play towards center. Danger still there for Utah Valley. One away. Well done there by Melanie Osler.
Yeah, another freshman. Has had some starts this season. Has certainly come in and played some great minutes. Very composed on the ball.
Another opportunity now for Kaylee Tot. To play one into the box. The Roos sending players forward. Tot strikes it. Headed towards that near post, and it's sack again.
Yeah, Lauren Sack has great command of that 18-yard box tonight. Something you absolutely love to see with your goalkeeper, and just gaining the more confidence for her back line every time.
Oh, and this is Andrzejewski now fires with the left foot, and it's saved by Sack.
Big save by Lauren Sack. Wolverines got a little disoriented there, trying to communicate one player to step, the other one's to pull an offside, but wasn't able to pull it, and very dangerous shot coming in.
Good strike with the left foot, headed towards that upper left-hand corner, but Sack was there again. The danger still at hand here with Tot taking this corner kick. Nodded away, and Utah Valley again comes out of one of those free kick opportunities unscathed.
Yeah, the Roos starting to put on a little pressure here with just a little over 10 minutes to go, and Wolverines have to be careful not to start sitting on the defensive end and giving them opportunities. Be giving up a lot of free kicks here in the last few minutes.
Oftentimes when a team trails 2-0, you assume it's the trailing team that's going to be committing all these fouls, but Utah Valley in a run of fouls here, and it's allowed the Roos a lot of free kick opportunities, and with Kaylee Tot standing over the ball, you don't want to give them too many chances.
Yeah, they're sitting a little deep right now. They get a little bit complacent. They're going to have to be careful here. Still time to strike goals.
Tot again puts a foot to it, and Lauren Sack will again claim it. Sack has been quick off her line, very deliberate in her decisions tonight.
Yeah, doing a great job of holding on to the ball under pressure there.
Sack sends it forward. Utah Valley with another opportunity. Kim Stratford fires it on goal. Wide there.
A little better decisions, a little more patience for the Wolverines on the attack. Starting to feel it.
Natalie Baker coming back in, replacing Callie Stubbs, and Melanie Osler leaves the game as Maddie Adams checks in for her. Good minutes from both Osler and Stubbs, giving the starters a little bit of rest as we come down to this crucial final minutes, under 10 minutes to go here at Clyde Field.
Yeah, definitely good management of players and times, and players coming in off the bench playing well. You've got to like that. Certainly when your bench can come on and give great minutes.
Dunn rolls the ball over the touchline, and now the Roos running out of time to get back into this thing. This is Herndon down the left side. Rank tracks back and wins possession.
8 more minutes.
Dangerous pass there back across the middle of the field, but Utah Valley does well. And now Kansas City's gonna have to play it from the back. Giannos sends it downfield to Felis. Right back the other way.
Wolverines did a good job there, getting their lines up quicker, forcing the Roos to have to work back defensively.
Free ball won there by Felis. And now here's Bailey Yu in space. Bailey Yu plays it up ahead now. Centered it back towards Baker, who got a foot to it.
Much better effort to get numbers into the box. They're feeling it. They're looking for that goal to finish this match off.
Good effort there by Chaddock to keep the ball in play. Now the Roos again trying to build forward. Chaddock and Maddie Adams on the left side. Chaddock cutting back inside. Tries to center it and slipped a little on the attempt. Under 7 minutes to go here.
Tough ball in.
Ping pong there in the midfield is now Taylor Kirk fighting for possession. And plays it out wide. Nothing comes of that run on. And another goal kick for Kansas City.
Wolverines still looking for that goal to cap off the match. Rouge still fighting to get one in and get their hopes back alive.
U does well to challenge. Kansas City trying desperately to get forward. Need to forge some opportunities. They've forced Sack into quite a few saves, but nothing that's really challenged for medal. This is Bear. Bear centering it, but cleared away by Chelsea Dunn.
Yeah, the Shanxi that came back up on the left back, really giving the opportunity for the Rouge to have attack.
Todd lets it fly again, but nothing doing. As the clock continues to wind down towards 5 minutes. Bailey U challenges forward, and that's Jamie Brown playing it forward. Oh, and
great idea.
Baker was free, but a huge interception there.
Now
for Kansas City.
Bailey U hasn't had a lot of minutes this season, but her minutes tonight have been really effective. Great looks into the attack, getting her front runners in.
That was Sarah Todd who cut out that pass. Rouge continue to press forward. Long strike there from Rackham, and gobbled up on a bounce by Sack. Free ball now, Jamie Brown sends it to Baker. Baker goes outside to Curtis. Too strong on the attempt. Notice a lot of pink in the crowd, some pink on some of the players' uniforms. It's the annual Pink for a Purpose game. Utah Valley University Women's Soccer does this every season to raise awareness and raise some money for cancer research. It is October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a great tradition throughout Utah Valley University Athletics, these Pink for a Purpose games. Baker now lays it off, and a shot goes wide.
Great touch and a great look at goal there by Bailey. She wish she had that one back.
Very clever touch there by Baker. Quickly back into play from Giannos, but the Wolverines cut it out. This is Curtis now.
Yeah, the game's starting to get a little stretched out. This would be an opportunity for the Wolverines to really get the field stretch and just take care of the ball in these last 3 minutes.
Dunn to Brown. Brown looking towards the middle, and a shove from behind as Baker wanted a whistle in the penalty area. Nothing doing there. Taylor Bear now.
Yeah, the back line for the Wolverines doing a good job, and now Taylor Bear is having to come deep into the midfield to collect, trying to get something going on the attack. Keeping her further from goal, the better.
Bailey U. Now to Maddie Adams. Adams faces a good challenge there.
Yeah, I think a little fatigue setting in with her as well. She's been working hard this match on the defensive side and getting up on the attack really well.
2 minutes still to go. Utah Valley still playing the attack, not quite playing to the corners quite yet.
Yeah, I think they're in that safe zone of time where if they can get this field stretch and just hold on to the ball, and when that moment comes to strike, great. If not trying to press too much forward and just taking care of things right now.
Elver plays it ahead, and Felis handles it. This is Mortensen now.
Good job by Jamie Brown. Keep possession there under pressure.
Felis took a shot there, and I have a feeling we're going to see a card here. This was Emily Herndon.
Yeah, that was a good call by the official.
Take a quick second look at it. Felis took a forearm straight in the back. A little bit of frustration being vented there. Just a touch over a minute to go here. Utah Valley leads 2-0.
It's good to see that aggressive play by Lexi Felis from last season. Certainly a freshman coming in, trying to find her way, and as a seasoned sophomore, doing well.
Kirk tried to play it ahead. The clock ticking down towards 40 seconds now. Utah Valley with the win will improve to 6-7-0 on the season. 4-2-0 in conference play. It'll give them the upper hand over Kansas City. The Roos are going to fall to 6-7-1, 3-3-0 in WAC play, and a big win for the Wolverines as they will close out the weekend on Sunday against New Mexico State. That game taking place at Clyde Field at 1 p.m. as Curtis makes a run on the ball here. Curtis is going to try her luck, heading for that upper left corner just a bit high. But the result stands. Utah Valley victors tonight here at Clyde Field over Kansas City, a match it really had to have going forward when we consider postseason positioning as we enter the second swing through WAC play. Haley Curtis a goal, as with Natalie Baker, two players that we had highlighted over halftime and prior to the game. A big win for Utah Valley. We'll send this thing to a break, but when we return, we'll have second half thoughts, and we'll have an interview with Utah Valley head coach Brent Anderson. Utah Valley wins this one 2-0 over Kansas City.
I hate math. I can't count how many times I've heard people say that. And as a math teacher, I take it personally. So, while working on my master's at UVU, I developed ways to help kids not hate math. Does engaged learning make a difference? You do the math.
When I heard about the MBA program, I thought this would be a great opportunity to kind of open my mind again, sharpen the skills, and really get back into business and not just running what I already have.
I've been able to apply a lot of what I've learned in the MBA program in my everyday life, whether it's looking at quarterly financial statements and actually being able to read through them and understand what the different terms mean. And with my personal life, when I'm looking into where to invest my 401k or my Roth IRA, my retirement accounts, I can look at companies or look at mutual funds and use what I learned from my finance classes and accounting classes to understand, would this make a good investment based on the principles I've learned in school?
Don't procrastinate. Get signed up for your MBA program because it'll be a great thing for you and that you can use it throughout your entire life. Not only do you learn things about business, but you learn things about life, you learn things about people, you learn things about ethics that all will benefit you. And so don't wait till you get older. Use it while you can use it through your entire life.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
Utah Valley picks up its fourth WAC win of the season, improves to 4-2 in WAC play, picks up another valuable 3 points in the WAC standings. After a 2-0 victory over Kansas City tonight, we are joined on the touchline by Utah Valley head coach Brent Anderson. Coach, congratulations on the win and a great bounce back for your girls after a tough weekend last.
Thanks, Kellen. Look, I talked to the team before the game, and we talked about pressure, and this team really does thrive under pressure, and I knew that they could step up tonight. They wanted to step up and show that they could play a much better game than they have in the past, and I'm just very proud of their effort all around.
2 great goals in the second half. That nod on from Haley Curtis to free Natalie Baker, about as pretty as it gets.
Yeah, they had a good chemistry tonight, both Natalie and Haley working together, playing well off of each other. You could see that goal developing early on when that long ball came out and Haley was showing to it. Natalie read it and knew that she was going to flick it on and just got into a great space and finished it off well. We'd been working on that, and hats off to Greg Moss. I have to tell, he gave us some great pointers this week, and the girls really capitalized on that tonight.
Greg Moss, of course, the head coach of the forthcoming UVU men's soccer program. Talk a little bit defensively. Another shutout tonight. I thought you got good production from your back line, and I also thought that Lauren Sack was terrific at goal.
Lauren Sack was the senior captain that we needed tonight. She really was. She stepped up big, was calm and confident in that goal, made some great saves, held on to the ball, started the attack early. Our defensive line, we talked about shutouts and things, but they defended with a purpose tonight. They defended to get the ball and restart the attack, and I love that. It got us up the field. They compressed the field, and you could see when we get up into the attacking third or the middle and attacking third, we're a much better team.
And you mentioned Taylor Baer, the forward for Kansas City, leads the conference in goals with 8.
Yeah.
And she was really limiting her chances tonight. Was that something you guys focused on coming into the match?
Oh, well, we didn't focus so much on her. We know that she's a great player, a great attacking player, and we respect that. But we really wanted to focus on how we would play defense as a team and not just limit our defense to one player.
Sure. And Brent, give us a preview heading into Sunday against New Mexico State. Can you take the momentum from tonight and carry it over?
Yeah, the girls, like I said, they can play well under pressure, and we really need to perform, get ourselves in a good spot for the conference tournament. We're still trying to earn that spot, so they know what's on the line, they know what's at stake, and I think they'll step up and play well again tomorrow, or on Sunday.
As head coach Brent Anderson picked up his 70th career win tonight as Utah Valley picks up a 2-0 victory over Kansas City. Again, Brent, congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Colin. Appreciate it.
We're going to send this thing to another break, and when we return, we'll have final game thoughts from Veronica Bryant. On second thought, we're going to keep it right here. We're just going to take a quick look at the stats.
Okay.
Utah Valley with 18 shots in the match. Kansas City with 11 shots on goal for the Wolverines compared to 6 from Kansas City. Again, goals from Natalie Baker and Haley Curtis. Curtis also had an assist, a great headed effort to free Natalie Baker on the first goal. And also, again, Lauren Sack, we mentioned 6 saves. She played all 90 minutes for the Wolverines. Never really tested from short distance, but really commanded the back line well, was deliberate in her decisions. Any final thoughts from you tonight, Veronica?
No, congratulations, Coach, and
Thanks,
good luck moving forward on Sunday.
Thank you.
Another big thanks to everybody up at UVU TV, all our producers and camera people that made this one possible. Did a great job tonight. Fun being out here as Utah Valley wins this one at Clyde Field. They improved to 4-2 in WAC play and have a hold on second place now. 2-0 over Kansas City. For my broadcast partner Veronica O'Brien, head coach Brent Anderson, I'm Kellen Heiser. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on UVU TV.